Okay, we're here in the third and final round. We've got the choice. We're going to play first. Got all three colors. Nothing, I mean, we're going to keep the hand, regardless. But no two-drop plays, but this hand's still fine. It's actually very good. We have all of our, it's a good distribution of creatures to lands, and we have removal and our awesome ankle shankers, so gotta keep it. No problems there. I would like to be able to play Mardu Charm to get two first strike 1/1s, but we'll see if our opponent has like a two-drop play or something like that. I think that will ultimately decide how I play Mardu Charm. I almost want my opponent to have a two-drop, since playing Mardu Charm as a combat, basically a removal spell that gives you two 1/1s in a relevant creature type, is pretty insane. So I would much rather do that. He did not have a two-drop play, however. So instead, we're just going to do the Bondkin. All right, morph on morph. Now, I guess I kind of have to go for the morph attack here. I'm really hoping he doesn't block, because if he doesn't block with his morph, I can much more confidently use my Mardu Charm. If he does block with the morph, it's not the end of the world. I just play another morph and go on with my life. All right, he did make the block, which, like I said, is unfortunate, but at least I guess it was an even trade. Sidisi's pet. Okay. So I think I actually don't play a land and attack, although that's interesting. Kind of want ankle shankers here too. But I'd rather have him use my removal on the lurkers. I think I just swing. Didn't block. So we'll unmorph, get in for 5. Play a land and pass. If he has removal, I'd much rather him use it on the lurkers than my shankers. Like I said, shanker, rather. Not plural. All right, Sultai. Maybe he'll throttle it. Getting in for 1. Hopefully just a creature. I'd rather him just do creature rather than removal, but we'll see. It is a creature. All right, excellent. So now we can play shankers. Make sure we get in at least this turn. So we get in for 7, which is pretty nice. Fortunately, drew another land that turn though, which at this point we're out of actual things I need lands for. So I think we're more just sort of, I don't know. I guess we're sort of just hoping our shanker sticks around and we start drawing spells. I mean, we're in a good spot now, but it's not gonna stay good for long if we don't start drawing some spells. I mean, it is dependent on what our opponent's got, but all right, we did have Hunt the Week, which is unfortunate for us. No follow-up play, okay. Typhoid Rats is actually fine. It can block the pet, so I guess the play is kill the Scavenger, so we get another 5-shot here. And we drop the rats to block the pet. Could have played a land there. I guess I should have. Just in case he's got like Rockshot as a secret. But like I said, I can. Now that I'm in top deck mode and I've got all the lands and colors I need, it really doesn't matter. All right, Mandrill's pretty good for him here. Still don't think he's got a great attack. Okay. Land there. Unfortunately, last thing we wanted, but we're running 18. I honestly can't complain about Flood. I'm just not in a position to do that, so I guess we just hold back now. So we're in rebuild mode. We have plenty of just very powerful cards we could draw, but that's the thing about Magic. You got to draw them. So unfortunately, playing a stalemated board state waiting game until we can find a spell that allows us to progress this. He attacks with the pet and the mandrills. I actually don't know which one I would have killed, but he's not attacking. All right. I don't know what this does, but I would say not good things. So he can make me lose life and he gains life each turn, or he can return a creature card from his graveyard to his hand each turn. Jeez, both of those seem ridiculously good. Very difficult to beat, especially on a stalled board state where we have no action left. But all right, so he's going to do the 4-point life swing each turn, which seems ridiculously good. So I can do Mardu Ascendancy, which actually is not that good here. Well, no, it's not that good, because what happens is I get a couple dudes, he gains life. I guess I play the Ascendancy, I swing with the Lurkers, and I can sack the Ascendancy. I'm not going to attack with the Typhoid Rat. So we play Mardu Ascendancy, we swing with Canyon Lurkers. See how he blocks. That's interesting. Okay. Well, this is actually so I can't save my dude because I'd have, if I sack this I can only give it 5 toughness. So now the question is, would I rather kill his lifelinker or would I rather kill the 4/4? I think I'd rather kill the lifelinker. The main reason is, well, first and foremost, I don't want him gaining more life, but more importantly, I have another Mardu Charm, I have double Arrow Storm, I have the means to kill Mandrills. He can get trample damage in, but I still believe it's the right choice. So we'll kill the pet and let the mandrills live. And like I said, I just could not save the life of my guy with the Mardu Ascendancy sack, so I think that was still the right choice. So now he's doing this nasty business to us, which is pretty bonkers. Looking for more removal if possible. Nope, land's not going to do it, so going to be at an even playing field next turn. I still, unfortunately, can't even really attack, so pretty tough spot here. We are in top deck mode and fighting currently a losing battle, so as soon as he dropped the Palace Siege, we were in a pretty bad spot, unfortunately. Just basically looking for spells. That does qualify as a spell. Guess I can swing with rats here and then play the Skull Hunter. Let some crash back with the... I just feel like I want to be on the offensive here. Guess he gets to block our token, but... We'll get a Skull Hunter and make him discard. It's probably a land, but might as well see, I guess. He can crash back with Hooting Mandrills, which does take 2 turns off our clock, but I guess I'm just sort of hopeful that I can... I could have also played Skull Hunter for no value, but considering my opponent only has 2 cards left in hand, it does not quite feel right. It did discard a land, though, so it was a completely irrelevant attack in that regard. Okay, it looks like we're likely going to just lose now, unfortunately, but these things happen. It's difficult to assess what your opponent's doing. We also drew just too many lands this game, which, once again, I'm not going to complain about because you play 18 lands, you really need to expect to draw a lot of lands. That just happens. It's part of the game. You get used to it. So, actually, I don't get used to it. I still get really frustrated all the time about it, but that's just me personally. I get frustrated about a lot of things in this game, so... Personal issue with me. Maybe some people can play this game every day for 100 days and never complain about anything, and I definitely have to give them credit. I'm pretty amazed if you could play this game every day, take pride in it, try and do well, and never complain. I'd love to meet you if you're that kind of person. You're a very outstanding human being. So taking a lot of damage here. I really don't see why you shouldn't just attack with everything. There's just absolutely no reason you shouldn't be attacking with everything. Or at least the mandrills and the aerialists. I really don't get the why. It doesn't make any sense to me just swinging with the aerialists, but if he wants to play it ultra safe, I mean, he's pretty much got the win on lockdown, I guess, but... yeah, Ethereal Ambush there was just devastating. So obviously we're just going to take it because trampling over is not going to do anything. So we're extremely dead at this point, unfortunately. Just too many lands drawn. But another land, still expecting it. Really not surprised at all, like I said. So we definitely lose here, but what can you do? What can you do? So game 2, I'm hoping to, first and foremost, draw better. Really got to hope we don't draw this many lands. Really got to hope we can find some more of our basically just not draw that many lands. And running 18 lands, of course, contributes to that problem, as I mentioned before. But we had plenty of draws, opportunities to get out of this situation, but just could not capitalize at all. So going to take some damage here. Certainly going to die, which sucks, but... that happens, and Become Immense was the card revealed, so I guess we know he's got that now. So game 2, just really need to draw better, and I think we'll do just fine if we draw better. We've got all the means to win the game, just flooding is basically the main way we lose. So just need to not flood out, and I think we'll do fine. I still do not feel comfortable moving down to 17 lands. Our mana base is pretty nice at 8, 8, and 5, I think. And we really want to reliably see all 3 colors as well as get to 5 mana pretty consistently to unmorph and play these spells. So I don't think it's a 17 land deck. It's just one of those really unfortunate predicaments where you don't have a lot of top end, but you have enough middle card, middle of the road convert mana cost where you're incentivized to run 18 lands, especially considering we have no fixing for our splash color. So it's just one of those really awkward, like, I don't have any fixing for white, so I need to play 18 lands to be able to jam enough white in there to consistently hit our white spells. So there's my lengthy explanation of why I'm running 18 lands in a deck that looks like curve-wise you could probably get away with 17. Also, it would be nice to resolve on Raider Spoils with some tokens out one of these days. That would be nice. I would like that, to draw cards. It's like our one means of drawing cards. Unfortunately, this is a mulligan because we have no lands. And this isn't a very good hand, but we're going to keep it because I don't feel like I can do much better at 5. And even though we don't have a red mana, this hand is okay. Certainly not what I wanted on game 2 on the play. You don't like the mull to 6 with 4 lands. but you accept it when it does happen, and you move on. So it'd be nice to get a threat here. Just got a land, which is really at this point just the worst draw we can get since we can cast everything in the deck now. So back-to-back lands on the Mulda 6 with 4 lands in the opener is pretty bad for us. It's certainly not what you want to see, especially when you know your opponent's got a siege card that can rapidly take the game over. So not feeling fantastic here. Once again, bad draw, but have to accept it. Is part of the game. Alright, Horde Ambusher is at least a card that's not a land, so I'm going to accept it. Can't say I'm terribly excited about it since it's not all that good, but a lot of live draws we could get here that would be good. Non-land cards at this point, what we're hunting for. I'm going to block the pet. If he has a trick, so be it. I've got removal. Alright, Pal Siege, absolutely not what I wanted to see in any way, shape, or form, but he did have it, which is unfortunate, and we're flooded, which is similarly unfortunate, but I must accept. So we'll see which one he chooses. I presume it'll be dragons again, since that panned out for him pretty amazingly last time. And it really puts us in a spot where we have to do a lot of work, and we're going to have a really hard time doing that unless we top deck some really nice cards right now. So he actually chose the one that brings back creature cards from his graveyard to his hand this time, which is interesting. That was the worst card we could have drawn. Not just a swamp, but a land. So very unfortunate there. I'm attacking because I don't feel like leaving back 2 guys to double block the pet is necessarily correct. Basically, we're just going to be doing the same. We're going to be doing the... He'd be able to get it back with Pal Siege anyway, so we're going 1 point of damage for 1 point of damage at this point. And that's not even the case, I guess, because I can just block with my my Horde Ambusher. He has 1 mana from casting Woolly Loxodon now and just having it every turn, though, which seems like it's going to be pretty difficult to beat, especially considering we've drawn a land every turn but 1 this game. I mean, I guess one pro is if he kills our morph, our swarm of bloodflies gets bigger. Okay, another morph guy. Could be a Bondkin or something along those lines. Mardu Charm's not bad. Alright, so guess the play now is just swamp, swing with our swarm. I almost want a Mardu Charm for tokens and just let like all of my guys die. Just because I can kill a bunch of things and make my swarm of bloodflies like enormously big, which I think could be good for us. If he has no removal, of course. So, oh, this is a Woolly Loxodon. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, I guess I should have charmed it, but I have to think. So I Mardu Charm. I basically lose 3 guys. I make this a 5/5. Is that even good? I don't think it is it? I guess we Mardu Charm for tokens. Let 1 die. Make my swarm bigger. Crack back for potentially more damage. Could also force the unmorph by double blocking, but I'm not sure if that's better. Force the unmorph. Not forcing the unmorph lets him progress the board more, which I don't like. Killing 2 tokens makes this thing bigger and lets me crack back for 6. It's still going to be an extremely difficult race to win. Could triple block the pet. I guess that's actually okay. Let's do that. If he has a Tricker and kills everything, at least our guy gets big. Didn't want to kill anything either, which is pretty fascinating. Didn't unmorph, which is similarly fascinating. Hooded Assassin to take out our morph, which isn't even really a big deal since it's not an important morph and our guy gets bigger, so it sort of helped us actually. Ponyback Brigade's pretty amazing here since now we can morph plus unmorph and do more nastiness, so I actually like that. Let's swing with the team here. Actually, I want my swarm to be even bigger. At this point, if we lose our swarm, we're in rough shape regardless, so might as well just get in with everything here. And like I said, he does kill a warrior, but I think it matters less because our guy gets bigger. So now we'll play this face down. If he can't deal with the swarm, we're in pretty good shape. At least the one nice thing is it's out of throttle range now. He does get his pet back, but I still think I'd rather him have cons rather than dragons. He also doesn't have a white mana just yet either, which is nice. So I think if he attacks with both, even with all the mana untapped, I unmorph and then I block morph with my Ponyback, double block the Hooded Assassin. Or I could do vice versa on that, which isn't bad either. Might actually be better. Just leaving the Hooded Assassin back. Leaving that back as well. Interesting. So possibly has the out for the Swarm of Bloodflies, which would be a big issue that I can't really do much about. Instead, he probably just, I guess, plays a pet. So let's unmorph the pony back. Battle Brawler, it's decent. So if I swing with team, he blocks pony back with pet, blocks a couple tokens, makes this 7 power, which is still not enough to be lethal. I think we just swing with Swarm here. Play Battle Brawler and pass. Raider Spoils would be pretty amazing here since it would allow us to get in with everything, and even if these aren't warriors, they're still pumped. And he has 3 warriors that would have to be blocked, and the swarm would get bigger. So, yes, if I'd swung with everything there, I still am not convinced it would have been better. It still would have put him on the same clock. I would have only done 5 damage. This thing would have got pumped to 7, which still would not have been lethal. And it would have made the Swarm of Bloodflies an even bigger target than it already is. And don't get me wrong, Swarm of Bloodflies is an absolutely enormous target at the moment. Like, if he has removal, I feel like he would have played it by now. Saddle Brute is quite good. So let's go ahead and get in with Swarm once again. If I swing with Team now, he goes this block here, unmorph, and then this block here, gain a life, this block here, take 3, 8, gain 1, so guess it's not bad. I think he wants... I want to force him to unmorph the Woolly Loxodon, sort of. Although he can get it back, too, and just make some trades. Getting in the 3 extra damage might actually be worth it here. I'm just going to swing with the Swarm and then play the Saddle Brute. If he has Death Frenzy, we're actually fine. Our Swarm gets much too big once again. So now he unmorphs. Okay. And currently he's dead to Swarm. He probably has Become Immense. So I think I actually just chump block. Although, let me think about this. Become Immense brings this up to what? A 7, 10? So 7, 10. I mean, we're gonna force him to use it anyway. So let's just block with a Goblin. We get to crack back with more that way. Okay. So he gains 7 life. Our guy gets bigger. I still think we have lethal on crackback now. We'll of course do a count. Oh, he has Typhoid Rats though. All right, let's find out. So swing with Team. Blocks our 3 biggest ground guys. Rat, Saddle Brute, Hooded Assassin, or Loxodon Battle Brawler, Hooded Assassin, Ponyback. He takes 6, 7, 8, 9. That is not lethal. So I think we just swing for 6 and then pass again. All right, gets the concession. Pretty shocked we won that. And we had more lands on the way. We got extremely flooded that game. So unfortunately, this match, despite winning this one, and let's face it, our opponent would have won the game if he'd chosen dragons. His choice of, I honestly think Seaduck choosing cons just cost him that game. He would have just put us away so easily. I wouldn't have been able to keep up with a 4-point life swing with the flood we were encountering mid-game. The main issue was that the choosing cons, it just wasn't getting him value every turn, so it wasn't doing anything for him. So I think the main reason we won that game is our opponent, I think, made a bad choice with his Palace Siege. I wish I had an out to that Palace Siege. I guess I have Mardu Charm and I can choose it. But it's banking on him having it, which might not always be the case. So I don't know what to do to combat the flood. I think I just have to deal with it. I'd love to see a Raider Spoils. I think I already said that the last game. I'd love to see a Raider Spoils. We can actually do Ancestral Vengeance, which deals with Typhoid Rats and sort of deals with... it doesn't deal with Sidisi's Pet, but it does some okay things against it. Might be wishful thinking that I need it, though. Probably don't. So let's just try this again. I'd also love at least once the Hero's Blade into Alicia. That would just be so nice. But let's see if we can get that. So opponent gets to play first. This time we get a great hand, so pretty happy about that. I think we might play a turn 2 ambusher just to apply pressure early. Feel like that's probably better than hoping to find a good situation to morph. Opponent has a 2-drop. Well, now I guess there's less incentive to do it, so we'll just do the Bloodfell Caves instead. Morph out an ambusher. No plays. Interesting. Well, let's morph this guy out. Take some damage, life loss, whatever. Might have actually been better to leave up the Mardu charm for the 2 warriors to set up for Raider Spoils, but turned out to not matter. So I can play Raider Spoils here. I kind of want to play Raider Spoils here for... The main reason I guess I want to play Raider Spoils here is it allows me to Mardu Charm surprise out warriors, which I think them 2-1 first striking blockers could be really good. Set up for a nice ankle shanker, perhaps. So I guess if he attacks with the Manifest, I probably block. If it's a creature, though, he gets me pretty good. If it's not a creature, it doesn't get me that good. I may want to actually... I don't know yet. He's staying back. Well, at least I guess it's not a Palace Siege, but yeah, Sultai Soothsayer is pretty nasty for him there. So I guess we open with the Swarm, and then we play the Ankle Shanker, because I do think the... Geez, just gets rid of a bunch of bomb spells. It's pretty crazy. Saddle Brute, not too shabby. Can't really full value it, unfortunately, at the moment. I think we still just do the Swarm and then pass. See if he's got an answer to it. If he doesn't, we start a bit of a clock, which is nice. If he does, got our work cut out for us, but that's okay. If he does, I mean, we have the Ankle Shanker, so... We know our opponent's deck is, well, at least I thought it was fairly removal light, but we know he's got Hunt the Weak, which I feel like he's motivated to use here. I guess he could also Debilitating Injury or something. Oh, definitely going to take the Soothsayer. No question about that. Okay. He's attacking with Manifest, too. This is interesting. I think I just take it. If this is a Loxodon, I don't want to block it. And yes, I could have blocked my Morph to trade with that, but it could have been dangerous. He does have the Palace Siege, just like... I think he just chooses dragons from now on. I think he learned his lesson. I presume my opponent learned his lesson. Yes, he certainly learned his lesson. So, good job on his part there. Options now. It's debatable what I want to do here. It is debatable. Wish I had 7 mana. I think I just reveal Mardu Charm. Parapet can't block. Although maybe I don't even have to yet. I think I don't have to yet. I don't think he's strongly motivated to block my Morph. So I think we just get in with both. And then I likely just drop a Saddle Brute for blocks. Gotta say, I'm shocked with the block. The block really doesn't make that much sense. I mean, it panned out for him, but I really don't think that block made a lot of sense. Not when I have 5 mana up, and I think he already knew I had a Krumar Bondken, so I'm pretty amazed that he blocked there. but it did pan out well for him. So, yep, we've got our work cut out for us here. We're banking on our opponent not having a lot of things like become immense and such. Guess if he swings with both guys into it and I don't become immense, I'm probably still in too much trouble. I would take 5, 11. Yeah, 11 is probably something I can't afford to take. That's assuming he has become immense, of course. All right, injure the bloodfly, which does suck, but I can't do anything about it, so unhappily accept that. Hope he doesn't have dead drop. No attacks. All right. Double Mardu charm is pretty interesting. So seven mana. We can just do ankle shanker, swing. Or reveal ankle shanker, parapet can't block, swing. Or swing saddle brute, see how he blocks. Then maybe do double Mardu charm. And then ankle shanker. It's not bad either. Let's just swing with the saddle brute. I kind of like that plan for some reason. I guess I only have one white mana though. Yeah. Well, that's alright. See if he double blocks, I guess. He does double block. That's interesting. Well, let's I guess do the... it could be a Pine Walker, but... well, we'll see. I mean, at least if it's like... I guess if it's a pet, that's pretty good too. Alright. It was a Mandrills. He was one mana short. I see. Well, that actually panned out pretty well for us. Took care of his board. Still got some work cut out for us here. But not having the double white is pretty problematic because I wanted to be able to Mardu charm here, but can't always get what you want. Alright, Lich Lord. So definitely didn't want him to have a rare, especially one that lets him... geez. Well, unfortunately he had a bunch of good spells, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. So, I guess we can kill the Lich Lord. Make the Emissary unable to block. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. So I've got 7 mana. I definitely want to... I have to minimize damage output he has. So I guess we do Lich Lord dies. Wait. I want to make it so Emissary can't block. Because I prefer him to not manifest. I could actually turn off the parapet, I guess. We do have to kill Lich Lord because he just gets dudes back. So, reveal this. Maybe parapet can't, but he's strongly motivated to block with Emissary. He's got big fatties. Although we've gotten rid of a few of them. He could just flip manifest a land. I guess Preventing him from manifesting, though, is pretty nice. It saves him 3 damage, though, which is also not to be overlooked. I think we just reveal Aerostorm. I don't want him to manifest. And I actually want to draw off Saddle Brute, too, so this might actually pan out better for us. At least our opponent has no cards left in hand. That's one perk. So kill that guy. Get in with, I guess, just Saddle Brute, actually. Guess he can chump, but he has no cards left in hand. I just feel like if I attack with Ambusher, it doesn't do, well, whatever. Maybe he's motivated to block the Saddle Brute anyway. I mean, we get to draw a card here, which is pretty awesome. To get a land, which is actually, that is huge. So now we can Mardu Charm. That draw was just ridiculous. Top deck the land, which is great. Really hoping he attacks with that emissary. He does not, but we still get the awesome Mardu Charm play here, which is just fantastic. Untap into Ankle Shanker, which is just huge here. So let me make sure I can comfortably swing with team. He can make me lose 1 life and crack back. All right, so we're going to 7. We're going to 8 at the end of my turn, 6 on his turn, 5-4 if everything gets in, which I still think is attack with everything play here. I have to think if I can afford to. If he draws Become Immense, I just die, I guess. But let me think of what the clock is on this. Maybe it's best to leave back 1 warrior just in case he draws Become Immense. If I get in with everything here, yeah, actually I'm going to leave 1 warrior back. I'm going to just swing with these. I don't want to worry about Become Immense, and he's going to get a Manifest guy here anyway, so I want to be able to block and not have to worry about dying on crackback to that. It just makes sense in my mind. Do I want to draw a card? I kind of do. I really do, actually. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Let's cast that too, and actually that gives us an out to Death Frenzy play. Not that I guess it's that bad, but so we have a blocker for his Manifest, and we have a blocker for his Manifest, and I can sack my Mardu Ascendancy in a pinch. If he attacks with Manifest, I do absolutely have to block. Leaving back the warrior was the best choice I think I could have possibly made. Especially since we certainly have lethal on crackback now. Now it's easy for us, so we just have to swing with everything. Since I believe this is, if it's not lethal, at least pretty close, but I'm almost positive as it is lethal. And my opponent agrees. Choosing cons in game 2 probably cost him. He only had lands in hand. I see. I think just that continuous clock, man, it's just, that's a tough clock to keep up with. Guess we're not even lethal yet, are we? No, we're actually Exacxies. Let's see what his manifest was, because I'm curious. It's just a dismal backwater. Wait, he's not. Oh, that's just first strike damage. Yeah, I'm not going to pay that. Okay. So, got the draft. Very satisfied with that. Really, like I said, game 2 and game 1 of match 3 were kind of pretty nightmarish, actually. I feel like I know for a fact we mulled, what, game 2, game 1? We had flood issues game 1 and game 2. So being able to beat game 2 was just, I think, just hinged on our opponent choosing cons instead of dragons, and then not coming up with an answer for our Swarm of Bloodflies. And then game 3, what all happened in game 3? I guess we actually drew well in game 3. I finally got to use Raider Spoils, which I was asking for the entire draft, so I'm glad we got to do that because the card was just bonkers in our deck. We got to use Ankle Shanker in ridiculous ways and Ascendancy, so the deck just synergized well in game 3 of match 3 and really came together quite nicely. So I'm satisfied. I'm glad we won it. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.